Hi, I'm Katie Moonstone. Welcome back. This energy reading is for May 3rd through May 10th. And in the next 5 months, it is going to have us digging deep into our psyches by unlocking areas of our subconscious, which is likely to alter or delay our long-term or larger scale plans or goals. So if you have some long-term goals, you might as well just chuck them because they're about to get messed up. We have 2 full moons this month of May. We're just leaving the Scorpio flower full moon, and that energy sticks around typically 3 to 5 days, especially if you're a Scorpio or a water sign. That was on the 1st, and then we're ending this month in the Sagittarius blue moon, and that's on the 31st. And so we're going from ending karmic cycles, which that's what the Scorpio full moon did. It ended karmic cycles and brought in justice and balance. So you're going to see the justice and balance play out until the 31st. Okay? Then because we're taking water and fire, and that's when transformation, grounding, and being authentic by being open and expressing your truths. And then we have a Mercury Kazimi in the middle of this month, and that gives off a mental breakthrough about a person or a situation. The major players this month are Taurus, Gemini, and Aquarius, with an honorable mention of Scorpio and Sagittarius. This week's alignment brings on an energy of let's get one thing clear, okay? This will bring a collective shift on things either speeding up, decisions becoming unavoidable, clarity arriving all at once, and life asking you to move right now, okay? This is not about fear. This is about awareness. Moments like this don't create change. They accelerate, and it accelerates what is already building. So if something is shifting, pay attention. Your reality will reflect either an alignment or it's going to reflect a misalignment, one of the two, and you're going to feel it. You're either in line with it or you are not. There is going to be no more in between. So notice the patterns and move with intention. Things won't be dramatic, but it will be very precise. This week brings on an internal awakening. So if you're feeling emotionally loud right now, it's because the focus is shifting to mindset. A lot of people don't like to be stuck in their minds, right? We're going into intuition and emotional awareness. Compliments of the water Scorpio full moon. This brings out people's sensitive energy, okay? Or being overly sensitive or overthinking. So when I mean overthinking, most people wouldn't normally overthink. This water sign kind of makes you kind of get into that, right? So now that the energy is still going to be there, but we have the other 7 planets aligning this week that brings everything into like an accumulation. So there will be a pull to slow down and reassess your life, okay? Watch out for people with emotional waves coming and going. You don't know which way they're going to be. So watch out for that, because a lot of people don't want to work on themselves, so they don't know how to control their emotions. Those are the people that are freaking out, and you're going to see that very clear. This will not be confusion. It's clarifying. It's basically clarity forming beneath the surface. So if you're a pessimist, you are going to be on the struggle bus this week, especially if you are always assuming the worst or doubting your intuition. This week, many of you are being asked to step out of reaction and into awareness. This is about mastery of self-awareness. Instead of asking, what did they or that person mean? Ask, how do I feel when I'm around this? How do I feel when I'm around that person? Okay? Because you're going to have more of a less tolerance for mixed signals. Stronger boundaries are going to start forming, and it's going to form naturally, okay? Clarity about who drains you versus who supports you, and less or no desire to chase or even explain yourself. Mentally, your mind is being trained to slow down and to trust your inner voice more than that external noise. Expect to spend time in silence this week, detached from overstimulation, and protecting your energy, realigning with what actually feels peaceful. This is not about fixing yourself anymore. Those, some of you still need to, but a lot of us already went through that awakening. So now this isn't about fixing yourself anymore. This is about returning home. You already did the work. So now you're returning home back to yourself. The universe wants you to be in alignment. Not everything needs to be figured out right now. Some things just need to be felt, observed, and honored, okay? And this is basically just you recalibrating into something new, okay? And it's something new that you have never experienced before. So allow it, receive it. For me, it's about how to function without being in survival mode. It might be different for everybody, but for me, that's what I have been trying to work on in the last few weeks. And it has been really nice. It's been really weird for me because I've been in survival mode for probably about 45 years. Constantly just trying to hurry up. I got to do this. I got to do that. You know what I mean? Always having the weight of the world on my shoulders. And then now things are kind of just slowed down. Everything's been kind of steady and very peaceful. I had to make some real job changes and decisions. And I moved myself into something that I actually started 16, 17, 18 years ago. And it's like the universe said, hey, I want you to do this, but this time it's going to be without people manipulating you, people trying to destroy what you're building. I want you to redo this. And this time people are not going to be destroying what you build. And then even going back to when I started that, I also started a side job back then. This is kind of weird. And so it's like the universe took me back and I get to redo this all over again. And I had this side job that I tried it. And then I remember, I don't want to do this. I just didn't have it in me. So I never did it, swept it under the rug. But for some reason, I was still attached to it somehow because it didn't come up until actually just a few weeks ago. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. I'm still logged in as this person. I can still do this. I never threw it away. Why? Anyways, this is the universe saying, hey, let's redo this again. But this time, no abusive people, nobody putting you down, and nobody's going to destroy what you're building this time. So let's do it again in a loving and peaceful way and bring your true self to this. And let's do this one more time. So that's what I'm doing. I got the old job title that I had, and I'm doing something pretty much in the same arena. I've always been in the automotive industry, but this time this is a little different, just a little bit. But actually, when I started it, I was really nervous about it. But then come Friday, I came into my full self. I was I was worried about what these people were going to think. And then by Friday, I'm joking and laughing with them. So I'm slowly coming out of my shell. But again, it's very different this time because I don't have someone saying, you can't say this. Don't talk. I'll do all the talking. So it's kind of neat. Basically now this time I also get to do business in a different way and in a more correct and in the way that I wanted to do it and in an honest way, because the people I was dealing with before, they weren't very honest, So this week actually has been it has been really great. It just has me on, okay, everything is going good. What's the catch? I'm waiting for the silver lining to drop, and I haven't had that yet. And I'm like, okay, I just need to get out of this whole survival mode and be like, this is actually the normal way of living. And I just need to embrace that and allow it, right? So I'm slowly changing into that, coming out of my shell, and it's been different. It's actually been really nice. Anyways, I'm coming back more into myself, and this time It's just, it is completely different. Doing something I actually already have done, so I already know how to do it. It's just, all right, be you. Be you this time. And this time, I don't have anybody saying, don't be you. Please, for the love of God, don't be you. Now people are like, no, we want to see the real you, you know? So anyways, it is what it is. And it's going to be different for everyone else. So anyways, moving along. I realized something while I was talking to these people. So now that I'm doing what I'm doing, I've been talking to these people and I see all different types of people. And one little special gift of mine, I don't know why I have it in here in my notes, but I do need to touch on it because it goes back to why was I not my authentic self years ago? It's because I always had somebody, excuse me, I had to let that go, I guess. So I guess I always had somebody like, no, they try to make me small, whatever. As I was like meeting these people, I noticed that I know I have like special gifts, and these people's souls were actually talking to me all week long. I mean, I met so many eyes, you know, all color eyes, and their souls were really just talking to me. And now I know why the universe said, hey, let's go back and redo this again, but we're going to do this in a different way. Now you're more awakened. Now you're more in tune with your gifts as well. So now I'm realizing, hey, I had to go through all of that nastiness, the abuse, the manipulations, hey, if you want money, you got to do this. You know what I mean? So, you know, and then at the same time I was going through that, I had, you know, some other people attacking me, slandering me, whatever the case may be. But their eyes were just like, I couldn't get over it. And I was thinking about it all day on Saturday, like these people's souls. And then I realized I had to go through an immense amount of pain. I walked through hell just so I can hear these souls of others going through darkness, just so that I can lead them to the light. I have washed the feet of 2 specific people who betrayed me, and both of them in different ways. And when I say washed feet, yeah, maybe I did a pedicure. At the end of the day, you still bent down and washed their feet. You know what I mean? I gave them a pedicure. And both of them betrayed me, 2 of them in 2 different ways. And the funny thing about it is I knew it was going to happen. And I noticed the more people I talk to, many women and men are going through, let's say, the like biblical scriptures. Like our life is coming into that. You know what I mean? And the reason why I knew is because their souls told me. You know, people don't realize your eyes are the windows to your soul. I know more about you just looking at your eyes because your soul will tell me. Maybe I'm a soul reader. I have no idea. But everything just serves a purpose. And I'm starting to see, okay, now this is why I need to do this. And maybe it isn't for me. It's for them, these people. So pay attention when people insult you, because it means that it means that their focus, like pay attention to their focus. Like what are they making fun of you about? So like if they mock your intelligence, that means you make them feel stupid. If they pick apart your appearance, because I get that a lot, they're jealous of you. If they mock your morals, I get that all the time. It's because you make them feel weak. And it's basically because the light inside of you, that's what intimidates them. You carry a light from the Most High. God gave that to you. And every one of us have a different light inside of us. And when they hurt you, they're really not hurting you. They're hurting God. And that's what people don't understand. Because if God put this light inside me and gave me these gifts, you know, and I'm supposed to do good, why would these people come and attack me? Why do I need 200 people to attack me? You know, remember this week, as you walk through Satan's little season this week, the people who hurt you, they don't know that they actually hurt you. They don't even know what happened. And actually what's going to happen in this month and in the next month and in the coming weeks, what happened to Joseph is going to happen to you. So what they meant in evil is going to be turned into good. So do yourselves a favor. All those people that betrayed you, if you can pick out a scripture and be like, oh my God, I'm Job. Oh my God, I am Joseph. Maybe you're Mary Magdalene. Who the heck knows? Everybody's journey is different. Thank them. They have no idea what they did to you because they're blind. The slanders, they screwed you over anyway, which way they possibly could. They left you with nothing. They made sure you were energetically drained. You were battered, beaten, broken, and bruised. Thank them for that, because the Most High always turns it into something better. So thank them, because the many of you that had to walk this path, you're about to be blessed so hard that you need to thank them. Because if it wasn't for them doing that to you, you wouldn't have gotten that blessing. So that's how that goes. There are 2 things this week that we are supposed to do to experience peace. And it's actually in the Bible. It's in Philippians chapter 14, and it's also in Matthew. So Jesus, or Yeshua, whatever you guys want to say, it's just a title. He said to pray in all circumstances and to give thanks always, whether it's good or bad. The secret to unlocking joy and peace is in the human brain and in the human soul. It's found not just in talking to the Most High and not just in gratitude, but not to be anxious and not to be anxious about anything, but in everything through prayer with supplication and thanksgiving, and in the peace of God, which suppresses, I can't say that word, suppresses understanding and guarding your heart and mind in Jesus, in Christ, because when you go to the Most High with your fears, you're doing 2 things. You're praying in gratitude. You're literally, when you pray and you give everything to the Most High, you're literally just going here. That's why when Jesus would do his, when he was walking the earth, he would pray always like this, because he's like, I'm giving it to the Most High. I'm giving everything up to him. Okay, so you're literally lifting the weight off your shoulders, because your soul was never meant to carry that anxiety, that stress, those what ifs, those doubts, those fears. Because in the Bible, what does it say? 365 times, do not fear. That is your job. You're not supposed to fear. You're supposed to give it to him. All of those things you were not designed for. We were made for Eden, not for fear, not for carrying down, not for carrying these heavy burdens. We were made for Eden. So lift the weight and then let go and let God. By doing this, you shift your brain, because you can't be anxious and grateful at the same time. Neuroscientists are proving that actually right now. So even if you're not into the Bible at all, or don't believe in any of this, go to science. Science will prove that. Okay? By doing this, it causes you to reset your brain and you reset your soul. By every single day, you wake up, ask the Most High, thank you. What can I be grateful for today? How can I see gratitude in the trees, or in the sun, or in the wind, or in my home, in my workplace? And then give him all of your fears and give thanks in those words. Thank you. Thank you for walking with me today. I always tell him, walk with me today. That's what I always do. Because nothing will reset your soul and recharge your spirit and your brain more than gratitude. This is about living in gratitude. So this week, live in gratitude. And I don't know why I put this in there, but God told me a few days ago, this was more like a download. Do not reconcile from anybody from your past until they reconcile with him first. So if you got people that are kind of wanting to come back into your life, make sure they reconcile with God first before you reconcile with them. And you know how you'll know? You can either, one, ask and you shall receive. Ask God and he'll tell you, he'll show you. No, he did not reconcile with me. No, you'll see those red flags. So, or you can see it in their eyes. Watch their eyes. Watch how they talk. If they have a hard time looking at you, they're hiding something. So do not reconcile from anyone from the past until they reconcile with God first. Why? Because God placed a light inside of you. You have an energetic energy force. And a lot of people want that because they don't have enough love and confidence in themselves, so they want to take it from you. Okay? So remember, God does not like a proud look. People in pride and ego. He does not like a lying tongue. Hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that devises wicked plans. Feet that are swift in running to evil. A false witness who speaks lies, and one who sows discord among brethren. Sorry. Remember, you arrived on this planet with nothing and you leave with nothing. But you do get to leave with other souls. So make sure your soul gains more than what your hands do, okay? Soul growth, people. This is about soul growth. Integrity and purpose. Bad company ruins good morals. Vengeance is not yours. Give it to God and enjoy the freedom. And you'll never be free until you realize this. It was never about what they think or what they do. It was always about whether you listen to yourself. Walking paths paved by other people's expectations. The universe gave you a compass. It's not in your pocket. It's not in your mom's pocket. It's in your chest, right here. Okay? Your intuition is the echo of the cosmos whispering through you. And yet, how often do we trust fear rather than our own inner knowing? To stand in your own light is to remember the truth. Those who are meant for your journey will find you, and you will find them. The more you drift away from your purpose, you feel more less than. So, there are 4 hearts in this world. Which heart is yours? Okie dokie. Let's move on and do some tarot. God, angels, and universe, what do we need to know for the week of May? Deep personal strength and peace that assures success. When you find peace, you find success. Some of you might have to go through the valley of the shadow of death. Maybe some of you are coming out of that. Ooh. Bat. Take care. Enemies are working against you. They always are. That's what they do best. The closer you get to God, that's when the evil shows up. Clouds. Remember, problems are always temporary. So give it to God. It's weird. Temporary problems, and they got a picture of clouds. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up. So the door is opening up. Find your peace, and you will have success this week. Nice. Let's get an advice card. Well, that one flew out. Choice. Ooh, choice. You're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with. It's time to decide which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition. Eliminate everyone else's input and feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now. So this week you might come into some choices that might change your life, change and alter your life. I know that I have. I know the energy usually moves a little moves a little, like, I'm very sensitive, so it might hit some of you this week, but it hit me last week. So, like, I'm like, either sometimes I'm ahead or sometimes I'm behind. It is what it is. Let's get an inner child card. Ooh. Practice freedom. So when you make a choice, which choice are you going to make? The one that makes you feel heavy and weighed down, or the one that gives you freedom, peace? Practice freedom. Release the weight of judgments this week. Yeah, don't do that. Don't buy into other people's. Let them judge you is what I just got. Let them judge you. Let them misread you. Someone does not want to sever ties, or maybe the truth came out. But for whatever reason, maybe the reason why they don't want to sever ties is because, well, they're in an upside down tower moment. When I see this, you are losing something that you can never get back. It's karma. So this is where I come in and say, because of the full moon doing a reckoning, that's the cosmos, right? But the energy this week is justice and balance. For those who have done you wrong, you will get your justice. Balance has to be restored. So going back to, hey, when, like, let's say, why would you wash somebody's feet? Knowing that they were going to betray you. Well, Jesus did it to Judas. I had 2 Judases. But you have to kind of let them do it so it plays out. And maybe they did it not, it wasn't a lesson for me, but it's a lesson for them. They have to learn, And sometimes it is a lesson for me, Anyways. Karma is clearing out. Someone does not want to sever ties. Anyways, Queen of Swords energy. This is my spiritual warrior card. If you are not a spiritual warrior or you're an air sign, this card is for you. This is the Queen of Swords. She cuts through the bullshit. She's going through a transformation. She spoke some truth, and now somebody doesn't want to sever ties, knowing, you know what, I lost something that I can't get back. But anyway, she cut through the bullshit. She ain't playing. She spoke some truth. She's not celebrating this. And she also knows this was a fight that should have never have happened. She's also not going to be fighting. I spoke the truth. I'm not fighting. It's over. Why? Because she didn't do anything wrong. She's a spiritual warrior. So if you are that Queen of Swords, just know you didn't do anything wrong. Your name has been cleared. But because of that, now people are going to be watching you. Because you do have that sword of truth. So all eyes might be on you this week. Well, actually, all eyes will probably be on you this whole month. So you're going to have a lot of watchers. So the air signs are Gemini, Aries, Gemini, what is that? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So, or if you're a spiritual warrior, or if you're my truth speaker, all eyes will be on you. So just know that you are protected, but you also need to walk away from someone or let go of something from the past. Maybe it's a feeling. But yeah, you're walking away. You spoke your truth. You said deuces. Anyways. Oh, you walked away from 2 people. Well, now that you walked away from 2 people, now somebody wants to move in with you. Maybe you got a victory. Maybe now you're able to move forward because you finally released some things. Now you're able to move forward. But I'm also getting be careful because somebody does want to move in with you. And they want to move in with you quickly. That's the person that doesn't want to sever ties with you. Queen of Pentacles. If you are this Queen of Pentacles. Typically, your earth sign doesn't have to be. Maybe you're a good businesswoman. You got your mind on your money and your money on your mind. You're stable at this time. Somebody wants you struggling. Maybe you were struggling. Maybe you were struggling for a long time and now you're not. I don't feel that you're struggling right now. I do feel that someone wants you to struggle. Or someone thinks you're struggling. Maybe someone thinks you're struggling. You put on a nice facade. Whatever it is, you have that energy of, I hate to say it like this, no fucks given. So Queen of Pentacles are typically earth signs. They don't have to be. Maybe you're just a very chilled person. You like nature. Got your mind on your money and your money on your mind. You blocked somebody. Someone was making you struggle. Somebody was watching you struggle. And you finally blocked them. Someone was actually trying to block you because they wanted to see you struggle. Anyways. Yeah, you're not putting any work and effort in. You are going to come into money, and the divine is literally saying, when you get this money, don't share it with anybody. It's for you. You have a wish fulfillment coming in. Many of you have 2 choices this week. And what you don't see coming is one of the choices is divinely guided. The divine is stepping in. So we got some divine guidance coming in this week. If you are at a crossroad, the divine will show you the way. You just got to be open to receive the guidance. Not only is the divine, but so is God. Some of you might have 2 choices about a legal issue. If you are an earth sign female, or in your feminine energy, and you have 2 choices about a legal situation, you will get your wish fulfillment, whoever you are. I don't know, that was very specific for someone. All right, the 2 choices that are coming, God and the divine is saying, hey, we got you. But you have a phone call that is going to change everything. So a phone call is coming in. It's going to change everything. Why? Because there's a little piece of information that you don't have. So the divine and God is saying, hold up. You don't have all this, you don't have the entire story yet. Things haven't been quite fair, but you're about to receive this phone call. And once you do, you're going to return back to companionship and financial stability. But you have to be open to receive it, because you might be all up in your head about it, or you might feel like, oh my God, is this a trap? You know what I mean? So you have 2 choices. Are you open to receive it, or are you going to be like, oh my God, is this a trap? Stuck. Maybe you don't want, like, almost like, you know what? I have a chance for financial stability and companionship with somebody, but hey, you know what? I don't trust it. So am I going to hold myself back? If you do that, you're not going to get it. And then you won't get your justice. Let's just say that. Somebody wants to reconcile with a King of Pentacles in reverse. So somebody's looking to reconcile with a King of Pentacles in reverse. The only problem I have with that is a King of Pentacles in reverse is not this. He's this. And when he's in the position like this, typically these are earth signs. It doesn't have to be. Maybe he's a bad businessman. If he was upright, he's a good businessman. But this is someone who is selfish. They ain't given to anybody. They're never going to give to you. They're all about themselves. Very, very, very selfish. Even selfish to the point where they are entitled. They're runners, usually cowards. Anyways, if someone, well, God is looking, God wants to turn this guy right side up. So if you're looking to reconcile with a man like this, don't be surprised that God steps in the way and restricts you from it. Because he is like this, why would you want to reconcile with someone who's selfish? Maybe, you know, he's never going to give to you. So anyways, God's looking to reconcile with this guy. So if anyone is looking to reconcile with him, that just goes back to, don't reconcile with anyone from the past until God reconciles with them first. This is actually coming out like with this. God's like, I know that you want to return back to this person, you want to reconcile, but I'm going to stop that because he's like this and he needs to be like this. So in order for him to be like this, he has to reconcile with God and the divine. Okay? Why? Because things haven't been fair. He doesn't have clarity. Let's move along. And if you are looking to reconcile with someone like this, he is in a soul contract with someone and he knows it. Also, he's married. So if you're looking to reconcile with a player, God's got him. Ain't nobody coming into that energy. God and the divine is taking care of people like that. Anyways, move on. Someone is going to go to jail. Or maybe a spiritual prison. Could be real prison, could be, I don't know. Or maybe this person is just in a, like, mental confusion. Sometimes when the King of Pentacles is in reverse, it also means maybe he's not well. Like mental issues, maybe illnesses. But at the end of the day, he could be in a mental prison. Why? Because he does know who his wish fulfillment is. And he's been restricting himself from this. Maybe because God, like, hey, I gave you everything you wanted and look how you did it. You became this. You became entitled, selfish. Why? Because when this person, your 10 of Cups came in, you didn't give to, God. That's why God wants to reconcile with him. Hey, I gave you everything you wanted and look how you treated me. Remember, this person is the 10 of Cups. It's his 10 of Cups. So don't reconcile with people from your past unless they reconcile with God, because you don't want to step into their karma. And you don't want them to transfer that karma onto you. Some of you actually are going to get a major wish fulfillment, and you're going to work together with someone. New partnerships might be coming up this week, working together with someone. Yeah, you will make a right choice. Also, there has been a judgment call made because it's like someone was meant to work with someone, but they didn't. So that it doesn't screw up the plan, because God can change the plan at any time. But it's almost like, what do they call that? I've heard some people talk about it, and I kind of looked into it and I was reading about it. When people don't honor their soul contracts, they're breaking kind of like a divine law. And that's huge. That usually brings on bad karma to not only himself, but let's say the family bloodline. Especially if he was meant to be a generational curse breaker, Anyways, a judgment call has been made, especially for this week, so don't take on other people's karma. Someone's coming in with some truth. If you are an air sign or my spiritual warrior as a man, masculine energy, someone's coming in, you're about to say no. You're coming in with some truth and you're rejecting someone. Why? Yeah, you are rejecting someone. Why? Because someone wants to travel, but they're losing money, but they just want a new beginning with their 2 of Cups. Somebody wants to travel. They want a new beginning. This is the Knight of Swords. So someone might be coming in saying, you know what? I need to speak the truth. I need to talk to my 2 of Cups. I need this new beginning. Why? Because whatever he chose in the past, maybe a couple months ago, he didn't get what he was supposed to get. And he's just been losing money. You know what? And this guy's like waking up. You know what? Knights are typically immature, but he's coming in with some truth. Like, listen, I'm going to come in. I'm just going to tell the truth. And this guy is saying, you know what? No, don't do that. So this person has a judgment call to make, If you're just a knight and you have someone telling you no, guess what? The roles now switch. You now become the knight. The knight becomes the king, and the king becomes the knight. So yes, you do want to tell the truth. If you do want that new beginning, listen to your inner voice. If your heart is saying, I need to go tell my Two of Cups. Two of Cups is a divine union. It's a soulmate energy. If you have the feeling that you need to go speak some truth, and you got people telling you no, guess what you need to do? Not listen to those people. Go tell the truth. And if you don't, you're going to sit in regret. Not everybody that you hang out with is for you. I've had 2 husbands and none of they weren't for me. My soulmate, who was my business partner, wasn't for me. They wanted to see, like, they lie and say, I want to see you do so good, but the moment you do, they're not celebrating you. That's terrible. People don't want to see you happy. So you have 2 choices. Go do what you feel that you need to do, the right thing, or you're going to be sitting in regret, wishing you haven't listened to a bunch of other people. Because those other people are just going to mock you anyways. All right. We got the King of Wands. This is fire energy. King of Wands is coming into play. Fire signs. If you're not a fire sign, maybe you're just a creative kind of man. Maybe you like music. Maybe you got an addiction problem, because I got the devil right here. Anyways, fire sign and the devil. Maybe you got some addiction problems going on, or you're in a toxic situation. Maybe this fire sign caused a toxic situation. Nonetheless, this King of Wands is working with the devil. Yeah. Manipulation and abuse. Even the devil is saying, listen, you have been manipulative and abusive. Playing games, reminiscing about your past, trying to stay in control. Ooh. Why? Because you don't want something to end? So you're trying to control the situation? And because of that result, we have a King of Cups in reverse. This is someone who, King of Cups, if he was like this, he'd be loving and kind, upright. Water sign energy doesn't have to be. This is someone who is not emotionally mature, someone who is not, typically they're abusive. Why? Because, hey, someone abused him, so they're not usually emotionally available. I'm getting father energy. Maybe someone's father was manipulative and abusive and controlling. Why? Because he didn't want this person to be a loving and kind person. At the end of the day, he didn't want something to end, and he created this. Now this person is not loving and kind. This person is controlling, manipulative. Your heart became your enemy. Damn. You don't ever want the enemy to win. The enemy wants you to have a heart like them. So why would you give in to that? Anyways, because this person is like that, another person's coming in. Could be a son, it's a Knight of Wands energy. Younger fire sign is taking action towards this abusive person. Something about it was manifested. The answer is yes. It's universally guided. This guy wants to get married. So it could be father, son. Maybe somebody's son's like, listen, I want to get married. Or maybe he knows that this person's married, but you're not putting work and effort in. Oh, this guy is getting advice. Okay, so this guy might be getting advice because he was abused by other people. Maybe people were making fun of him. You got a younger person coming in. Could be fire sign energy. The answer is yes. It is a soul contract. This person knows you didn't want to put work and effort in, but this person's going to help you quit your job so that you can be happy. Whatever the case may be. If you're this person, maybe you need to learn from a younger person so that you can be happy. Because you're withholding yourself. You're making yourself suffer. And this fire sign does know it. But this fire sign's also kind of giving the advice of you need to get rid of the third party situation. Maybe this person has panic attacks. At the end of the day, the cycle will be over, but it's done. It's done like dinner. Could be karmic, but I feel like the cycle is complete once like this person gets this information. Completing a cycle. Once the cycle is complete, guess what? The universe sweeps in and goes, justice and balance is now restored. So if this guy hurt people, guess what? For all of you, for every person you hurt, yeah, it might be this person's fault, but you have to take accountability for what you did. Just like this person, he's already sitting in the ring of fire with the devil. The devil owns him. You still have a chance. And the universe looks like it's bringing in someone that you better listen to. Because once the cycle closes out, justice and balance gets restored. What you put out always comes back to you, okay? And it will cost you money. Somebody was offered some money to betray you. And now their priority. When this person was this person wanted to offer money to betray somebody because they didn't want that person to move forward. Now the person who took the bribe is now depressed and is receiving a lot of bad news. So now somebody wants to come in and offer you something, so be careful of that. Make sure the offer is actually legit and not manipulative, okay? If you feel like this person's intentions is not legit, do not accept that offer. Somebody's got a group of people, could be a family situation, but somebody's family is not happy with this 9 of Pentacles female. She's been all by herself, minding her own damn business, building her own damn shit in a group of people. They're not happy. Their souls can't rest. They want to communicate, usually with a text. They would love to communicate, and now they know they need help. They should have helped her. This person's been all by herself for a long time. Anyways, just so that group of people know, this woman is receiving help from a real emperor. Emperors are typically older males. They always do the right thing. But she is the 9 of Pentacles, and she's either going to be helping this emperor, or this emperor is going to be helping her. Either way, a team will be formed due to a group of people getting in the way. This is star energy. Maybe these two people get together and become famous. That would bring justice and balance to many situations, wouldn't it? Anyways, this group of people, these could be a family. They have written communication. They did hit rock bottom. They sure did. And they're going to be mad, super mad. They buy a cape for them. Because when these two get together, watch out. We got star energy here. A brand new passionate beginning. Dang, that's bad. Now that's justice. Anyways, if you're this Queen of Wands, could be an air sign. Maybe you're just young, sassy, beautiful, and creative. You got that little creative spark. Just so you know, whatever you did, your name has now been cleared, okay? When I say your name has been cleared, you're cleared from the karma. You're cleared from the Most High. And now you're walking into your destiny. Things are going to start working out for you. If you are this Empress, now to be an Empress, you got a gift coming in. You got to go through a lot of pain. An Empress is all 4 queens wrapped up in one. You need to move in silence, and you need to hide something, or something is hidden from you. What's hidden from you is that somebody actually wants to come in and have a heartfelt conversation with you. You also need to move in silence at this time because you're also being watched. Queen of Cups, these are my earth angels. You're being asked to put matters into your own hands this week. Listen to the Most High, follow your intuition. You are being guided. Maybe you're the ones bringing in justice and balance. Remember, God moves in mysterious ways, and he did put angels here on this earth just to look like humans. So if you are my earth angels out there, you are going to be called to put matters into your own hands, okay? But do it in your loving and kind self. Definitely someone's thinking about calling, making a phone call. If you are thinking about making a phone call, yes, make the phone call. You will get your wish fulfillment. Today, God is saying, I want y'all just to relax and not put work and effort into things. Let him handle it. Let him handle it. All right, well, that's all I got right there. Do a little dice action, and then we'll call it a day. Somebody might call and check in. Somebody is definitely open to receiving love. Somebody might tell you no. Why? Because they hold the key. They're holding the power. If you are an empath, or you're open to, like, let's say you're a loving and kind person, you might have to tell someone no this week. Why? Because this person isn't his authentic self. Something about his family roots. Tauruses, pack your bags, baby. Maybe you need to go on a little vacation. Maybe you need to take a little trip. This little trip, or maybe you need to like take a break. Take a look. I just see a backpack. Something about things haven't been balanced. Maybe by you talking to the trees or going to see a new scenery, you bring yourself back. Tauruses are earth signs, so if you've been feeling a little unbalanced, nature would be your best way of doing it. Definitely go out into the woods or something. Someone's house is upside down. Someone's family is upside down. Someone's trying to clean up their own mess. I see fires. Maybe someone's going to lose their home because of a fire, but I see a huge mess. If you're having family issues and, you know, everyone's being argumentative, if you were just to literally walk away, you would not have any burdens anymore. They are causing you problems, and they want you to carry these burdens. They're not yours to carry. You're digging your own hole. You're digging your own grave. Number 4 could be significant. 4 also is the number of protection. Maybe you need to protect your energy. But if you are in one of these people that, let's say your family is just causing all havoc and chaos, the number 10 came out, it's time to end it. Walk away. Maybe they're causing you addiction problems because of that. Wearing a mask. You're not happy. The moment you walk away, better days are coming. Especially if you're a man. Yeah, there's a male that is not happy. Why? Because he's insecure. Be careful of a man coming into your energy, love bombing you with a gift. It's because he knows he fumbled you, or he's taken a fall. He hit rock bottom. Be careful. He's not being insincere. He's not being sincere. He hasn't done the work. Some of you might be asked to go on vacation with somebody. Be careful, because like sometimes when you disconnect from someone, they go into desperate attempts to be like, you know what, I never gave this person this, this, and this. Here, I'll give it all to you. It's a love bombing tactic. You might have to say no until they can come back into their more authentic self. Some of them are just like, they do it to panic because they don't know what else to do. It's because they don't want to do the healing, the inner work. They don't want to be a real man. They want to be a coward. Somebody has been doing the work. They're not traveling. They are focused on doing the work. And they might actually call you. They're going to pick up the phone. 3 days is significant. Maybe, yeah, 3 days. 3s also is your prayers have been heard. Someone is walking away from their religion. Maybe there was some religious issues. Now someone's like, you know what? I'm not procrastinating anymore. I'm doing this. They're walking away maybe from family traditions or a religious cult. They're not paying attention to their intuition, that's for sure. But they do have a lot of questions. Something about Arizona, Texas, the desert is significant. Maybe somebody needs to take a trip. Put that wall down. If you put that wall down and spring into action, time's up. I'm getting time's up. It's time to put that wall down if you want to be happy. You want to be miserable? Keep that wall up. Keep that wall up. Some of you might actually get a letter in the mail and it's going to make you really happy, like super happy. You have someone in the background watching you and they are going crazy, crazy. Because they don't have control over you anymore. 8 is significant, 8 days, May 8th. Somebody is not intuitive, or they're not listening to their inner self. They're not a psychic. Maybe it scares them to be around people that have gifts that are special. At the end of the day, this person don't even know who he is, and he's acting crazy. People like that usually will never find peace within themselves because they're constantly fighting themselves, right? Anyways, someone might be getting out of the Navy really soon. 4 days or 11 days might be significant. Someone's going to be buying a new house. Maybe it's by water. Someone is definitely wearing a mask. It's a female energy. This woman is so happy that she fooled you. She wanted to see you fall. That is terrible. That is so terrible. Not everyone is for you. She didn't want to see things work out for you. And she's been kind of behind your back, making fun of you. I actually have seen that in my own. I've actually seen that. I watched someone's mom do that to their son. And sadly, the son was like 60 some years old. And the mom was like, she's two-faced. Most air signs, she's an air sign, so I wouldn't say really two-faced. Well, yeah, two-faced, but brings on a very cold energy. We'll say that. I'm sure she has her reasons, but I am not here to judge. Anyways, let's get a reading. Let's get a card to end this reading. And what did we get? Interconnectedness. The circle of life is a universal symbol that represents the cyclical nature of existence. It encompasses all living beings. I cannot speak today. So somebody might want to talk to you, but they just can't find the words. Just slow your mind down when that happens. Anyways, it encompasses all living beings, from the smallest microorganism to the vast cosmos. Everything is interconnected in a part of a larger whole. The picture highlights the natural balance. Oh my God. Hold on a second. Somebody is trying really hard to let something go. That's just a confirmation burp, I guess. All right. Everything is interconnected in a part of a larger whole. The picture highlights the natural balance. We can gain insight into our own lives and develop a deeper understanding of our purpose within the universe. Many view this picture, that picture right there, many view this picture as a sacred symbol, embodying the interconnectedness of all things. By embracing this concept, we cultivate a greater sense of compassion and respect for the world around us, ourselves, and each other. This card asks for you to practice mindful meditation by sitting in stillness, allowing thoughts of birth, growth, and decline, and rebirth to arise and pass away naturally to gain a deeper connection with the natural world and fostering in a sense of interconnectedness. Journaling and nature walks are also ways you can see the various stages of the cycle of life around you. Notice how each organism contributes to the overall health and balance of the ecosystem. Embrace change, celebrate your milestones, and express gratitude. Expressing gratitude for all aspects of existence will help bring in a sense of appreciation and contentment, even in the most challenging of times. As you explore the world around you, remember each stage of life holds a significance of growth and transformation. By doing so, you'll be well on your way to living a fulfilling and meaningful life rooted in wisdom of the circle of life. Interconnectedness this week. We are all connected. Actually, while I was reading this, I was getting a download. In the next 2 weeks, like humanity as a whole, especially with everything going on in the world today, if we don't come together, we ain't gonna make it. It's gonna come to a time where we're all gonna have to get together and help one another to survive. I don't know what that all means, but that's what I was told. Anyways, interconnectedness. You know, you hurt by hurting me, you're just hurting yourself. You want to abandon, me or someone else, you're hurting yourself in the long run. That's, we're all interconnected. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Drink lots of water, take care of yourselves, protect your energy this week, and good luck. Until we meet again.